because of all the essaying and graping with the Cassie and the Aaron Hall and whoever else. As a result, several Academy officials are pushing to remove the billionaire superstar. Several high-profile Grammy people say that they do not want Diddy there.
I don't know why you looking at me like that. You the one going broke. Right on the street is Revolt TV that Diddy owns is broke, okay, according to Vlad TV.
Yo, so it looks like things are finally falling apart for Diddy, and let me tell you, it's not pretty after 2 weeks of bombshell allegations against him exposing his dark side. The ultimate blow landed because he has gotten fired from his own company, Revel TV. But that's not all, because every single one of his sponsors and partners and brands is dropping like flies, and it looks like he might be going broke. Diddy has been having emotional damage after this because he knows that this is the end of the road for him and his career might be over. But you won't believe what's happening next because there's a major plot twist that we never saw coming. It looks like P. Diddy has stepped aside as chairperson of Revolt TV because all those allegations that's been coming out now. According to TMT and sources closest to them, they have direct knowledge that P. Diddy has decided last week that he'd make a temporary move away from Revolt TV. Well, this old Diddy situation has taken a major nosedive. And at this point, it's clear that he's on his way down, and nowhere else. I'm not trying to throw shade, but things have been bad for him, and they're only going to get worse from here. But you know what? I think that Cassie planned this all along. I mean, there's no way she wasn't aware of other women who got hurt by Diddy, and I think this is why she decided to file the lawsuit. Diddy was apparently trying to sort things out behind closed doors before he made it public, but she wasn't having any of that. Her lawyer said Mr. Combs offered Miss Venture 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of this lawsuit. She rejected his efforts and decided to give a voice to all women who suffered in silence. Miss Venture should be applauded for her bravery, so she dropped the lawsuit, and it's been a wild couple of weeks for little Diddy, but the drama's still going strong, and it's been 2 weeks in, and he's still trying to do damage control. But if you ask me, Cassie knew what she was doing all along, because it was the best way for her to get revenge for when she ended up exposing him, and she was showing the world the dark side of Diddy that he has kept secret over the years. And listen, none of us expected him to be this dark. Also, she played the smart game and made some good money out of it. You see, by making things public, I bet she managed to negotiate a fatter settlement than what she would have gotten if she hadn't filed. Rumor has it that she might even settle for $100 million now. I can't confirm that but one thing's for sure, she got way more than $30 million that she initially threw on the table. It's like a strategic win-win move for her. She played her cards right, spilled dirty, got a hefty paycheck in the process, but some people are out here saying that she was just after the money from the get-go. But honestly, I think we need to give Cassie her flowers because she pulled a move that not many would dare to do. She's earned every bit of praise coming her way. And just to clear things up, it was a civil lawsuit, not a criminal one. So no, Diddy wasn't facing jail time or probation or anything like that. The end game here was always going to be a financial settlement. And that's it. Cassie basically cut to the chase, sparing herself time and unnecessary trauma. I mean, seriously, can you imagine her reliving all that mess on the stand with Diddy's lawyers attacking her? That would have been terrible. I mean, do y'all remember how Meg Thee Stallion versus Tory Lanez courtroom drama went? Well, multiply that by 10. And if you have an idea of what it would be like for Cassie, then you know it would have been traumatic, and Cassie wisely dodged that bullet. No one wants to go through that level of public scrutiny and tearing her apart, so yeah, she made the call that was best for her own being insanity. But the thing is, she actually ended up exposing Diddy because the things she said in the lawsuit left us all shook. The lawsuit started off by revealing that Diddy essayed Miss Venture in her own home after she tried to leave him off and punched, kicked, and stomped on Miss Venture, resulting in his burst lips, black eyes, and forced Miss Venture to engage in intimate acts with male SSWS. While getting off on it and filming the encounters, demanded that Miss Venture to carry his arm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and introduced Miss Venture to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance, and required her to procure illicit prescription Uns to satisfy his own addictions. She also revealed how he put hands on her over and over again. Talking about this on multiple occasions, on one of those occasions, they were home from a party. The Mr. Combs misventure repeatedly in an escalade, including by kicking and hitting her. He forced her out of the vehicle on Fifth Avenue in New York City. She was eventually able to hail a cab and get to her apartment in Manhattan. The lawsuit also talked about a time that Mr. Combs misventure pushing her in a corner of a vehicle and stomping on her face when the car arrived at Mr. Coles's residence. Miss Ventura attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to again kick her in the face. Miss Ventura was profusely and was ushered into Mr. Coles's home, where she began to throw up from the incident. Oh, and don't even get me started on how he would drag her out and pimp her out to other men, and he called them freak-offs. According to the lawsuit, Mr. Combs always supplied Miss Ventura with copious amounts of drugs before and during the FOS. Miss Ventura was given easy GB and alcohol in excessive amounts during FOS, which allowed her to disassociate during these horrific encounters. It became commonplace to get IV fluids in the days after and food to recover from the excessive substances pushed upon her. So apart from the horrible things that Diddy allegedly did to her, the lawsuit also revealed how he treated other people, like the time he blew Kay's car up, or the time he literally tried to own a live night. The court documents said, for example, on one occasion, when Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura were using drugs together in his home, one of his security staff barged in and announced that she Knight, a longtime rival of Mr. Combs, was spotted at Mel's Drive-In Diner in Los Angeles. Mr. Combs began to get dressed, retrieved multiple guns from a safe, and ran out of his home to where he believed Mr. Knight was dining. At first, did he deny the lawsuit, but he eventually closed and settled after one day. However, his lawyer insisted that just because he settled doesn't mean that he is guilty. They released a statement that said, "Just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Coles's decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims. He is happy they got to a mutual settlement and wishes Miss Ventura all the best. Oh, and remember how I said that Cassie's lawsuit opened up an entire can of worms, and people have been coming for Diddy? Well, Sue Knight spoke up from prison and backed Cassie up on this, and he went on to reveal that he even beat up his assistant Capricorn because she covered up for Cassie when Cassie started dating Kid.
It's not like it's new news. Same time he got a mother, what's a little girl named Cassie or whatever. He had an assistant by the name of Capricorn. He felt Cap was keeping this on the low about if she was messing with Cuddy or not. But if he just out that, not only did he beat the out of her, it was an Interscope person, the Interscope check that paid her to settle or he wouldn't go to jail.
Well, the assistant also came out to expose Diddy's bad behavior, and she said, "Don't take the path of the wicked, don't follow those who do evil, stay away from that path. Don't even go near it, turn around and go another way." Proverbs 4:14 doors be unlocked, you got to be willing to walk away from the money, full stop. 20,111 was hell. She exposed the industry for enabling Diddy's bad behavior and covering up for him while watching him hurt women and people around him. She said black women end up being the sacrifice for the FRA. Last 11 years of my life, I had to deal with everyone's nonsensical allegiance to the devil. I pray that ends. I don't think highly of any of you. Can't keep your head down and pretend is cool. No more, do better. She finally said they will scan you and wear you, baby girl. Then pretend they never wanted to scan. Kim was the only person who didn't switch up, the only one. Dark times. I'm personally very triggered. I pray it's over. Never deserved this ripcorder. Okay, so aside from Cassie's lawsuit, Diddy has not one but 2 new lawsuits that were filed against him. And if you're wondering why all these women are stepping up now, it's because Cassie's lawsuit gave them the courage. She basically paved the way for others to confront Diddy and spill the truth. And if that wasn't enough, there's the fact that the New York Adult Survivors Act was due to expire. The act was a law giving adult survivors a 1-year window to sue no matter when the statute was limitations ran out. So it was their last chance for justice.